Hello everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update with me, Rebecca.meisl, for the week of October 31st through to November 7th. Well, wow, did we ever have a reading for you guys this week? Lots of themes, lots of things that want to come through for us this week. So I'm super excited to share everything that kind of came through for us this afternoon. So hope you all are ready. I'm going to dive into those themes. So we have release and be set free. We have relaxation and wealth, nourishing food, restoring health and vigor, habits and organization, healing our money story, letting go to let flow, gaining self-worth and value, inner pregnancy and shadow work, ancestral healing, endings, honoring our intuition, a choice, ascended masters, and opening up the doors to possibility. So we have quite the week. I'm going to try to not go too long with this one, but there's lots that wanted to come through for us this week. So if a lot of you are unaware, we are kind of coming out of this eclipse that we recently had, and we're in this energy of eclipse season. So with that, there's so much change. There's so much going on. We're also going into Mars retrograde, and there's quite the change that is in store for us. There's quite the slowdown that is in store for us to really help us dig a little deeper into what truly matters, helping us really go with the ebb and flow and trust ourselves, trust the universe, and if you can, really dive into the energies and the planetary alignments this week to help you really make sense of things as they're coming forward, because astrology is really, really helpful, especially when we're going through such big shifts, to gain more clarity and insight on perhaps your personal chart where these transformations are taking place for you, but to really just hone in on these energies and make the most of this time for ourselves. So the past week was quite the week for a lot of us, and this week we're really just continuing this forward momentum. So don't be alarmed if you're more tired this week, if you feel the need to rest and rejuvenate. This is all very highlighted for us this week, okay? So going into our first theme of release and be set free, a lot of negativity that wants to be released this week. So I am seeing a lot of us wanting to be very diligent about saging ourselves, about clearing our energy fields, similar to last week, really taking charge of our personal energies. And once again, not fighting when we feel low or we feel low vibration or we're just feeling a little bit more negative. This is all very coming to the surface this week. So it's like, allow yourself to feel those things. But I really see that a lot of us are needing to let this go, to let this negativity release, to sit with our emotions and to really let them be free. So what I wrote here was release and be free, freedom from negative attachments and illness. So very interesting. We had a very strong message of physical wellness this week as well. So perhaps if you've been fighting anything physically that's been coming through for you, if you've been sick, if you've had some conditions that have been coming forward, I'm seeing a lot of this really come to a head this week, where we're gaining clarity around why we've been struggling, why we've had the illness, or any of these physical areas as well are really being brought to light this week. So all of these secrets are being revealed, and as we're in Scorpio season now, we're really getting to the nitty gritty. We're really getting deep as to why we're having the struggles we're having, or why we've had certain things happen in the areas of our lives. And what's really cool is this week is we're purging a lot of this negative energy, these negative attachments we've had to people, to circumstances, to cycles, in all facets. So what they really were showing me here was literally all areas of our lives, our bodies are being completely cleansed and detoxified. And what they kind of showed me was like being scrubbed clean from the inside out, like literally like a thorough cleansing process is taking place this week. So be mindful of all those different areas of where this is really taking form in place for you. But I am seeing this very coming through strongly in our physical, in our energetic bodies, in our emotional bodies, you name it. So it's really, really good because I'm really seeing clarity come through. I'm seeing a lot of us purge and release so we can really make room for what we've been trying to manifest and bring in. So overall, really, really liberating. And so really be mindful what is coming up to purge for you this week. What is being called forward to change or release or let go? Do you need to do a burning ceremony? Do you need to do some sacred ceremonies that resonate with you, that help you really just purge and let go? Do whatever is necessary this week because I'm really seeing it highlighted. So next we have relaxation and wealth. So right away, really was getting this theme very dominantly of ease and grace. So we're really needing to come to this understanding of how we have gained perhaps perspectives of rest that perhaps are inaccurate, or productivity that are perhaps inaccurate. And we're really getting the highlight on this week to really be mindful. How do I view my productivity? Does that have to equal my worth? Does that have to equal my value? And what I mean by that is so many of us, we feel like we have to constantly do, we have to constantly accomplish, we have to constantly be busy. And especially in this area of our world that we live in, and especially where I live in, there's this huge pressure put on us to be successful, to have the American dream, to have, big showy things, material things. Whatever the case may be for you, or even if this is your own standard on yourself that you need to accomplish such and such or complete a list each day before you get the reward of rest, then we're really needing to check in with ourselves and course correct with those perspectives and really claim our viewpoints now. Is this how we want to continue our lives? Is this how we want to continue viewing rest? Is this how we want to continue viewing success as struggle and strive? And I'm really seeing this need to be put back into balance this week and trusting the ease and grace of life. Because what I'm really seeing us needing to learn is we need to stop manifesting more work as opposed to manifesting more play, more ease, more grace. So ultimately, our goals typically are wanting to have enough financially that we can work less and enjoy life more. Now, if that is the common goal here, if we're continually putting all our energies into work, and do, well, that's exactly what we're going to end up manifesting, is more work and more do. So it's like, how do I want to manifest my future now? And how can I manifest a life of ease and grace? Because ultimately, none of us want to be kept stressed out. None of us want to continue in this cycle of struggle and strive. We want to be able to live life to the fullest and enjoy every sweet moment. And it's like, if that's what we want, we need to start taking that approach now. We need to start really claiming those energies right now. And that's where a lot of times we miss the mark with manifestation, is thinking we need to do it in the future or manifest it in the future. And we're really getting this clarity this week to allow ourselves to see the truth for what it is, which is, what am I really manifesting? How do I view work? and how do I view rest? And where do I need to make course corrections now to create the reality of my dreams? So really important message this week to really allow the ease and grace to come in and to kind of check yourself when you're not allowing that ebb and flow. So allow yourself to really dig deep into that this week and really adjust your approach to work, to productivity, and what is it really about? So a lot of times too, we have this high standard of self and we connect our worth with what we're being productive with. If we've done enough throughout the day, if we're worthy enough to rest. And so if you catch yourself in that cycle, do a little deeper digging this week is where you've connected this belief system to your worth and value, okay? So really, really important here. So what I put here was self-care is next in line after this. So how do you view productivity? How do you view rest? Do you really allow yourself to rest and partake in self-care? So what I was really getting here is we really need to take advantage of these slow down energies that are presenting and really listen to that and really gain the proper understanding of what self-care actually gives us this in retrospect. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we hear it all the time, you need to take care of yourself, you need to do self-care. But what does that really mean for you as an individual? So what I want a lot of you to go into this week, if you can, is start going into what things do I enjoy the most that give me peace of mind, that give my body the rest and rejuvenation it really needs, and allows me to be present. Because a lot of times we can do the actions of self-care. We can say, take a hot bath, but are we worrying and thinking and creating lists within our own minds while we're sitting in the bath? And it's like, we're not really engaging in the self-care then. We're doing the action, but we're not connecting to it. We're not actually giving ourselves what we really need. So in essence, it's fruitless. And so what I'm really seeing this week is getting a greater understanding of what self-care personally looks like for you, and doing those things, even if they're uncommon things. And so what they're kind of showing me is like art. They're showing me creative outlets, like things that help you get lost in the present moment and help you come to this area of peace. And they're really highlighting what gives you peace of mind, okay? Not letting your thoughts run away with you. We had this huge theme last week of fear and allowing that to catch up with us. So it's like, allow yourself to get lost in the present moment and do more things that really allow you personally to do that. So I'm seeing cooking, I'm seeing a hot bath, I'm seeing anything related with, zoning into that present moment for you. Okay, very, very highlighted. We also have next here with the self-care theme, nourishing food. Okay, so this was very interesting because food really wanted to come up specifically for us this week. So because we know we're going through a lot of energetic upgrades, we're purging, we're detoxifying, it's really crucial we're mindful of how we're fueling our bodies throughout this time as well. So what was really highlighted here was, are we nourishing our food with good our bodies, nourishing our bodies with good food. And so I was seeing this being very important this week and really being mindful of foods that also make you feel good. And what I mean by that, it's like sometimes we can get really caught up in, say, a negative side of eating where we're emotionally eating or we're reaching for things right off the fly that aren't really good for us. But what I'm seeing on the contrary of this, it's like finding comforting, warming, soothing foods that give you that real feeling of satiation, of nourishment. And what I was really seeing was like soups and stews and things that are very healthy but also very soothing and comforting. And I'm really seeing, as we start easing more into the winter season, really allowing yourself to take advantage of those warm, soothing foods like soups, like those home-cooked meals, and really taking that pride and time and quality with what you're fueling your body with. So really important to go through. And what I was really seeing with this is this restoration of health. So restoring our vigor, restoring our energies. And I'm also seeing a lot of us have some negative food habits. And what I was kind of getting was specifically not eating enough or, adjustments there. So I'm seeing for a select few of us, if this resonates, you need to eat more food. Your body needs the nutrients. Your body needs the fuel and the energy. So this week, especially if you're feeling low, what can I fuel my body with to give me the energy, to give me the nutrients? So really important to think about. And of course, go with what resonates with you with this, okay? So that eases into habits and organizations. So with this theme, it was really interesting. The first thing I heard was, what are your go-tos? What are your healthy habits? And what they're really bringing awareness to, it's like, give credit to yourself of where you're doing a really good job. So where have you created healthy habits in your life? Where have you been able to really bring home this pride and joy with what you're doing and fulfilling in your life? And I was really seeing we need to give ourselves some credit here where credit's due. So as an example with the food theme and the detoxification theme, it's like, we're not going to get hard on ourselves if we know we cave and we have something we shouldn't, or whatever that might look like for you. What I'm really hearing, it's like, do everything in love. It's like, how can I give myself credit where credit is due and where I'm already doing amazing? Okay, so really cool. Next we have, where is there room for improvement? Okay, so where do we need to get a little bit more habitual, and where do we need to have more organization? And this was really interesting. I was seeing sprucing up our specific homes, our vehicles, like our space that we're in. It might even be our work environment, into a place that really feels us. And I'm seeing this be also very important with this cleansing and purging that we're doing, that we remove anything that's causing clutter, that's causing stagnant energies, and we're simply purging our homes and our environments of any of these things that are making us feel more scattered or cluttered. So if you have some organization that you need to do, this is the week to do it. Clear your space, sage your space, clear the energies of your home, of your bedroom, places you are regularly. So important. And I'm seeing this really be helpful for us to get more clarity as well. So where do we need to organize? Where do we need to clean? Where do we need to create more healthy habits in our health, happiness, and home? And with that, I was also seeing financial habits come in. So with this period of health, there was also wealth. So with that, what are our financial habits? Where do we need to make some improvements or adjustments? So we're getting asked the question, what our money story is. So analyze this week what your patterns are with money, negative or positive, and really begin to make some lists, because what I was really seeing was us doing these lists and really getting to the nitty-gritty of where we're spending our money, where it's actually going, and getting more clarity around where we might need to have some course correction or even more flexibility with money, because I'm seeing a lot of us hold on to money in this kind of energy of ownership. And what I was really hearing is we're needing to heal our money mindset this week. So detach from money. And what I was really hearing, it's like, a lot of times we hear this story like, well, I need money for this and I need money. And what our guides are really encouraging us to do this week is to detach from I need. Okay. And, you know, a lot of times logically, yes, okay, we do need money, we do need income to survive. But they're really wanting us to shift our perceptions this week where we're releasing any negative attachments to money, where it's like, I've become so attached to needing money that it's actually implementing us in a negative way, where we're obsessing about it, where we're constantly thinking about it, where we're really poring over every dollar, or we're budgeting so strict that there's no wiggle room for life, for living life. And so it's really seeing whatever your situation is, gaining clarity around what your story is, how you actually view money, and if there's an unhealthy attachment to it, and really being mindful where we need to detach, okay, from that story. We need to trust the ebb and flow. We need to trust that money is going to be there. And when we do that, we shift the vibration and we allow that to once again manifest and materialize in our world. So a lot about conscious manifesting this week and being very mindful of releasing blocks that are inhibiting our abilities to do this. So trust the flow of life, trust money, trust the ebb and flow, and begin to believe that the universe is going to support you. And they really wanted to bring this awareness of where we've become almost too independent, where it's like, I have to do everything by myself. I need to be able to support myself 100%. I need to not be able to ask for help. And it's like, go into all of those stories. Why? Why can we not ask for help? Why can we not allow the universe to support us? Why do we have to do every little thing? And where are we putting way undue pressure and stress on ourselves when we can simply trust the universe to provide? And it's like allowing that energy to really permeate our energy fields. And this doesn't mean that we totally lose balance with this. Of course, like I said, we need logic here. We're not going to just up and, not work because of that, but we're going to detach from those stories. Very, very important. And I'm seeing this really clear the way for more abundance to come in. So next, we have this theme of self-worth and value. So gaining insight on how we've been truly treating ourselves every day. And I wrote here our inner dialogue and the word pretense. Okay, so to go a little deeper into this, I feel like this week is a huge week where we are radically learning how to act in love and how we're treating ourselves. And what I'm really getting is, once again, the word surrender here to the ebb and flow. So how can we surrender more to love? How can we bring more loving awareness to how we're even speaking to ourselves or thinking about ourselves or others this week? And what I was really getting here was infuse every thought with loving kindness. So once more, they're saying if this is difficult for you to do this week, begin to think of yourself as your own best friend. How would you treat your best friend in this scenario that you're in? And it's like allowing yourself to once more bring that awareness to how we truly talk to ourselves. And if it's not loving, how can we start calling ourselves out on those negative thoughts, those negative criticisms, and freeing ourselves once more from this toxic attachment. So with that, allow yourself to really drop into your heart and let yourself be free. So feel that love for yourself, ground yourself in love, and let that be the motivation in your thoughts and actions. I love myself so much that I'm going to remove anything that's toxic for me. I'm going to remove even thoughts that I have about myself. When I have low days, I'm not going to let that dictate how I'm going to venture forward. And it's this beautiful awareness that really expands our spirituality, our awareness of self, and allows us to really take care of ourselves. And it's so beautiful this week that we're really learning this. And with this word pretense that came in here as well, it's like, where are we pretending to be someone we're not? Or where are we pretending that everything's okay? And what I'm really seeing with this, it's like, once again, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to let people know when we're suffering or when we're having a hard time. And it's okay to reach out. And I'm also hearing, make sure you know and let this truth land in you that it's safe now to be yourself, to keep shining. So no longer dimming our light, but allowing ourselves to really be seen this week, okay? And they're even showing me like the vulnerable parts of ourselves, because this might be a harder week for a lot of us because we're having a lot of this shadow work come forward. And it's not always easy for us to address the truth, address what's really needing change, what's really needing course correction. And with that, it's like, how can I give myself more loving acceptance no matter where I am, no matter what I'm going through in this moment? And how can I allow myself to be truly transparent? So not hiding when you're not doing okay. Allowing others to show up for you this week is very highlighted as well. So connect with your soul family, connect with people you trust, you love unconditionally, and you feel that unconditional love in return, because this is what's really going to help bring us back to balance and center again. Then we have from this theme, where have we detached from the heart and become too dependent on the mind? So with this, it's really important for us this week to, once again, drop into our hearts. So last week we had a big theme of this, and I feel like this is going to be a continual theme for us for some time, is this heart opening energy that's really coming through for us. We're really learning how to really love ourselves. We're really learning how to love others. We're really learning how to open up and be vulnerable. So really take advantage of this and allow yourself to detach from control, detach from the stories that the mind tells us, and start relying more heavily on your heart space. What feels right? How can I connect more? How can I really drop into what my heart is saying to me and trust the intuitive promptings that arise in my heart space? And with this, we have this theme of inner pregnancy, so incubation period and introspective work. So with this, really allow yourself this week to retreat, to really go within, and to allow yourself to really understand where you're at, who you are now, and what you want to do moving forward. And really address those shadows this week. So what shadows need to come to light? What needs validation and what needs honoring? So this was super important this week to address. And I'm hearing that a lot of things that we thought we dealt with from the past are going to come up again for revisitation. So a lot of us are going to be like, oh man, no, I'm over this. I'm totally done this. I'm healed. And then one when it comes up, we kind of swat it away because we're like, well, I've already reviewed this. I've already done this. But if that happens for you this week, it's coming up to be validated again. There's another layer to be seen, okay? So this week, really be mindful. What things still need to be fully validated? What emotions still need to be honored? And how can you embrace them instead of push them away? Very important. So honor yourself and ask yourself, what do I need to do to make myself free? How can I free myself from the hurt, from any shame, from anything that's hindering my growth and expansion? Very important this week to do. The other thing that was really important here was, what do you need to say no more to? Okay, so what's coming up as a repetitive pattern? What is surfacing in your life that needs to totally be cut off? What do we need to have a final goodbye with? And what I'm really seeing is this cut off of any toxic energy, any toxic patterns, and even patterns that have come down ancestrally to us this week. So huge highlight on ancestral healing. And a lot of this I was seeing surround for most of us on self-worth and value. So this might be a strong theme in our ancestors, in our family, perhaps our mothers, perhaps even within our immediate family in this life. And I'm seeing that be a very strong theme that we're healing this week, is that story that perhaps was passed on to us through our lineage. So really allow yourself to have that final goodbye. I am ending this pattern. I'm ending all the despair, the hurt that has plagued me and perhaps my family, my lineage, my heritage for generations. I am breaking this cycle now. And I'm seeing this dedication that's coming in, this true authoritative no that we're saying. It's like, no more. I'm done. This has got to be over. And so I'm seeing a lot of us make these final decisions where it's like, okay, no more. That's it. We're over. We're done. This is it. And with that, we have this liberation that happens. So really be mindful this week. Where are we holding on to past pains, cycles, or repetitive patterns from our ancestral lineage? And what do we want to begin to pass on as we further that line? So do we want to pass on pain, or do we want to pass on healing? Very important to ask ourselves. And with this, we see the theme of endings. And the endings are coming so we can begin again. Okay, so with this, use your intuition. We have a strong highlight on intuition and sacred guidance here. So it's like, whatever we're being called to end, really trust your intuition on this, really hone your intuitive promptings, and know that your heart is telling you the truth. Because a lot of times we don't trust the heart. Once again, the energy all in the head here. We tend to trust the logic. We tend to trust our minds over our hearts. And this week we're really being called to go against what we've known and to trust the heart, to trust and surrender to its truths, and give ourselves this glorification, this liberation. So with that, what is your heart telling you? What is your heart saying to end? And how can we create this new beginning for ourselves? So trust we are intuitively guided with this. Know all is valid. I'm also seeing us really need to be mindful of any subtle messages that we're receiving, because I'm seeing a lot of us doubt our intuition, doubt the messages that we're getting this week, and we're getting a very strong message here to trust them. They're real, they're true. Specifically claircognizance. So people who are very in tune with this specific way of receiving, which is through thought, through your mind, through this inner knowing. I'm seeing a lot of us struggle with this. So really be mindful. What subtle thoughts have I been receiving? What inspirations, what unusual thoughts or ideas have been coming forth for me? And how can I trust what I'm getting? How can I trust what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling? And it's really bringing this confidence in here to using that inner wisdom and inner compass to navigate your next steps. Really be mindful of that. Next, we have a choice. You will choose what resonates with your heart. So what I really got here was a lot of us are at this crossroads where we're going to either continue the old or we're going to break the patterns and do something new. So with that, we're going to have a lot of choices and decisions to make, and I'm seeing them very strongly highlighted this week specifically. So really be mindful what you're choosing and making sure that the choice resonates with who you are now. And to not be afraid if fear comes with this, because I'm really hearing don't let fear stop you. And once more, like last week, making decisions based on what's loving for you and choosing them despite fear, instead of making decisions purely from fear. It's like make yourself, or allow yourself rather, to choose different even if it frightens you. And what I'm really getting with that, it's like choose love. Choose what's most loving for you. And if you have a hard time doing this, once again, what would you advise your best friend? What would you tell your most beloved, your most cherished? What advice would you give them from your genuine heart space? And then apply that logic to yourself. Apply that emotion to yourself and really allow yourself to work through the heart space, okay? So what I wrote here, choose what resonates in your heart. Choose what's loving for you. All depends on love and truth. Navigate by your bliss and divinely guided action. So once again, what makes you feel in that state of bliss? What makes you feel excited? What makes you feel new? Okay, with that, this should make your choice quite easy. So I'm really hearing follow that. Follow your bliss. Allow your bliss to show you the way. Once again, I'm hearing some of us get caught up in fear. Okay, so if you're afraid that you're going to make a mistake, that you're going to make the wrong choice, really allow yourself to take a deep breath and allow yourself to honor the truth inside, which is I am safe. There are no mistakes. There is no wrong choice for me. Only learning, expansion, and growth. So my guides and all the guides for the collective that were coming through for us this week, we're really wanting to bring forth this point that there really is no mistakes. Everything is happening in divine order. So remember that. Remember you're being guided to learn and to grow. So trust yourself and push past the fear that makes you hesitate. And with that, we have some support. So we have some ascended masters that are very present this week that want to make themselves known. So there were two in particular that came forward in this reading for us this week, and one was Christ and the other was Kuan Yin. So Christ, of course, a lot of us are familiar, unconditional loving energy here. So allowing ourselves to really nurture and love without conditions. And that's what I was really hearing his presence was wanting to make known for us. So call him in if you're struggling with this. Call him in to help you feel that unconditional love from him, from the universe, and for yourself. And with Kuan Yin presenting, the deity of compassion. So really gaining that quality in your life. What would compassion look like for you if you were to practice that quality daily? And really allow yourself to meditate on that. How can I be more compassionate? How can I have more acceptance of who I am now, where I am now, and giving myself the kindness and grace that I deserve? And with this, I heard specifically reawaken kindness. And I thought that was such a beautiful statement where it's like a lot of us, we've lost being kind to ourselves. We've lost learning this. And it's reawakening to the truth that we can at any time choose to be kind. And so I'm really hearing this week, if you take away anything from this reading, choose to be kind. Choose to love yourself, give yourself compassion and understanding and acceptance this week, because I'm seeing us go through a lot of shifts and change. So if you're challenged, remember, be kind. And with that, I see our last theme, which is opening up the doors to possibility and truth. So once more, seeing this huge recognition here of how much inner work we are doing, how much we are shining, how much we are stripping ourselves of the old to welcome in the new. So really celebrate your wins this week. No matter how small you think they are, you are moving leaps and bounds, my friends. This has not been an easy month for a lot of us. So really allow yourself to celebrate even the little things, because everything is noticed by your guides, and hopefully it's now time for you to notice as well. So celebrate yourself, love yourself, and really allow yourself to open yourself up to the beauty that's really unfolding here. Because I'm seeing a lot of us are doing this for a reason. We're shedding these old skins collectively for a reason. So don't lose sight of the beauty that's coming in and the beauty that already exists in this moment of transformation and change. So with that, we're opening these doors. We're welcoming new possibilities. We're welcoming in the truth this week, even if it's hard for us to take at first, okay? But with this truth, I'm seeing us stepping in to the fullness of you. Excuse me. So with that, we're really encompassing, perhaps for the first time, who we really are. We're really embodying the essence of ourselves as we keep stripping layer by layer of what no longer resonates, of what no longer belongs, of what has dimmed our light. And we're stepping into our greatness. So if anything, please remember this. Remember your greatness. You are shining, my friends. No matter where you are shining. And your guides really want you to know this week that they are so proud of everything you're doing and everything you do. Each step is a win, so celebrate yourself. So my friends, that's everything I have for this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I hope this gives you some direction of at least the energies that are at play this week, so you can take advantage and so you can really muster up that self-care, that self-love, and as we move forward in so much success and beauty. So I'm sending you all so much love and big hugs. Have a beautiful and blessed week, my friends.